Welcome everyone to the Full Access channel. Zimmermann, how are you?
I'm good, AJ. Thank you. How are you, AJ? Jay, how are you?
And we have brand new IFBB Pro Judge Jay in the building. What's your last name again, Jay?
Lakkiss.
Lakkiss. What type of ethnicity is that last name?
My father's Lebanese, so it's his name.
So it's exciting to have a judge with us and also a commentator, as he's done a lot of commentating for live shows, so he's very well aware of all the divisions. As we go into the figure, exciting show, Jay, with the figure criteria video coming out earlier. It put a little bit more excitement and pressure in the air, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, when the announcement was made earlier this week, I'm sure there was a lot of athletes who were probably a bit apprehensive. But I think all in all, it can be good for the sport, you know. I think it will generate more athletes that will, fit into what is probably viewed as the new criteria. And you might see more girls going into women's physique, which is not a bad thing.
Let's talk about the girls outside. The two girls first. Adela did not make the top four. Zimmermann, in my opinion, she was slightly improved from her last showing. She was a little bit harder. A little bit of that freshness was back. But I don't think this was the same Adela we used to seeing, Zimmermann, from last year.
From last year, exactly. From this year, it's kind of a bit the same. Maybe a bit improved, yes. But I think overall, her body looks just tired. So I think there's something going on that she cannot bring that conditioning and that package she was used to, because she's a very experienced athlete.
Jay, what do you think? You've seen Adela many times, specifically in Spain, up close, Portugal up close. She's an Olympia girl before. And how does it look as a judge when she's doing 10-9 shows, but she's not improving? Is this something that goes back in your mind? You want to see her improve, or it doesn't really matter when you do show after show and you go further and further and further down?
Yeah, well, I mean, she was, she was the top 2 in the Masters, wasn't she? Before?
She won the Master show a couple of shows ago, yeah?
Yeah, if I recall correctly. I think when you keep on coming back and the body or your look is not generally progressing in the right direction, it may be a sign that you just need to back off, take some time, let the body rest, and then just try to come back better. So, yeah, kind of my thoughts are similar to Zimmermann. It's kind of not really perhaps evolved. But that being said, maybe she just needs to take a little bit of time, reset the body, and come back better.
We were super impressed watching Jay and Zimmermann. I saw this beautiful new girl, tall, phenomenal condition, phenomenal structure, no weak points. Jay, Nakisha? Last name?
Right, I think so, yeah. She's phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Oh.
I was actually just taken away. As soon as she walked on stage, I was like, this is like top 3, This is I was quite surprised she didn't make the first call out. Best taper, I think, in the entire lineup for sure. Great muscle overall condition, density, and beautiful shape, of course. So can't say enough good things about her. I think she would have been a really, really, really good comparison to see alongside Tamara, but I guess maybe another show for that.
Zimmermann, we've never seen her before. I was shocked how good she was. Nakisha, what is the last name? Say that one more time.
Nakisha Scruggs, from what I saw from the list, I think.
Yes.
Very complete, like Jay said, and she's really pretty coming out of nowhere. We said that about Tamara, but she obviously was at the Olympia. So, but very complete structure, and was pretty surprised that she wasn't in the first call out, to be honest.
She was not too big. She was not too conditioned, as Tamara was peeled. Crazy structure, very feminine, very beautiful, great presentation. I really don't know. We're not there. So, but judging it from home, I think we all could agree we would like to see her in that top 5, correct?
At the very least, yeah, for sure.
Oh, at the very least, yeah.
Yeah, at the very least, I would have liked to see that.
yeah. That's a high compliment. Yes. Because in the top 4, we're going to talk about the presentation first. We can take a look at Shanique Abraham, a former Olympia athlete. Not a high placer at Olympia, but a former Olympia athlete. And that shoulder to waist ratio, Jay, from Shanique. Yeah. This was incredible.
Yeah, really impressive. Was really, blown away. Great shape. Really good stage presence as well. And again, really, really good to see her. I think maybe she could be a touch harder. But that being said, given the recent changes, maybe in the back of her mind, maybe this applies to other athletes. Maybe they just decided, okay, maybe we need to back off the conditioning a little bit. I think you might see that trend now, possibly. But it's going to be a transition that we're going to have to kind of see how things evolve in the coming weeks and months with the announcement now, how that will impact the division.
Zimmermann, as a coach, she had a phenomenal back, probably the best back. We saw it from the stream. It appeared to me he had a better back than Tamara because they were close to each other. Shoulders were just the best in the show, but from the back, clearly glutes, hams were completely different condition than the rest of the lineup. When they say we want to bring it not so tight, if they're worried about this new criteria, as a coach, this is still not in the condition she has to be, though.
Yeah, I think the X frame is crazy because of this, her delts and her small waist and her quad sweep also. But there's still, I think you saw this layer of just probably body fat. She needs to be probably like 3-5 pounds lighter, and then this will give another impression. Maybe her back was also so strong because it was not as lean as Tamara's, but probably the best back in the whole lineup, yes.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting considering also let's not call it new criteria, the figure criteria, but I would like to see her a bit harder and more conditioned overall, but the structure is phenomenal.
Because even if you go by whatever criteria you go with, Jay, there's no pro show winner with that conditioning winning. No matter what criteria you go by.
Yeah, at the moment right now, it just seems, that is the case. But I think if you look at the ideal, Rhea, who is the current, champ, if they're going to go off that look, as I said, we'll have to see how that plays out in the coming weeks and months. But it's interesting, for a neutral as well.
It looks to us battling in that top 3, top 4, Michelle, and what a new phenomenon there. She's prepped by Justin Jacoby, who has a lot of clients, and tremendous structure, Jay. She is huge, but she has the structure to carry it because the waist is not distended. It's not specifically wide. She got great quads, and probably the thick second best back in the lineup next to Shanique there. And a very feminine, big, and in phenomenal conditioning. Michelle, a crazy look.
Yeah, I was impressed with her look. I mean, as you said, she's got great shape, in size, good X frame. She's got nice sweep to the quads as well. And like you said, even though she hasn't got the smallest waist, she controls it well, and she's good. She's in good condition too. I think maybe just in another lineup, you might see that she'll get like a better look, because I think at the moment she's like, third and fourth, isn't she, between the two going to finals. So yeah, good to see her, new physique, and it'll be interesting to see her again in the future.
It's a clear top 2, Zimmermann. Clear top 2. Lena Ramsteiner came off beating Jessica Padilla late last year in Mexico. She is wanting to win the O title. She said in the interview before the show she wants that top 5. She comes in phenomenal size, great ham, great quads. Quads are really dominant. great back. Not her signature condition, Zimmermann. I've seen her in. Obviously, it looks like the coach Jennifer Rold and her are trying to go more streamlined into this show against a much harder Tamara. Was this a smart move?
I mean, she's still very, very aesthetically pleasing, and this shoulder to hip ratio and everything what's rewarded in figure, and also not that popping full everywhere. But I think this may lead to winning against Tamara, because it's visible a bit softer, and when we go from that, there are no striations, but she has these separations which are required, and still very, very strong back. Just maybe a bit tighter, especially the glutes, hams, but that can be also because of just like being that far, like not far, but 6 weeks out from the Olympia. I think her stage presence always stands out a lot, but she's in my opinion, complete different physique than Tamara. And
who has the best physique?
The most complete physique, definitely
What's the
Tamara.
best physique out of those two? For figure.
The best for me, Tamara.
Yeah. Jay, Tamara comes in. She just beat a top 5 Olympian in Graham with perfect score. By the way, at Tampa.
Yep.
She comes in phenomenal condition. You can see the glutes from the side, and she has the smallest waist in the lineup. She has the broadest shoulders, well, with Shanique, but with the smallest waist. From the back, she's so wide into a tiny waist, and she has phenomenal glute shape, and she's super beautiful and stunning, like the best presentation of them all, like a star when she comes out. What do you see in Tamara? Is this a Miss Olympia winner contender?
I think she's got enormous potential. The sky's the limit, I think, for her. And it'll be a great matchup. I'm sure she can get compared at the Olympia against Rhea for sure, 100%. She's got such a beautiful shape, as you mentioned. She's not really missing anything. So only time will tell. But before we get to the Olympia, she's got to get through this evening in the finals against Lena.
There's something about this look, guys, isn't it? Like her, Rhea Gale, Lola, also Jessica Padilla-Reyes. Those shoulders and like all the separate, like beautiful muscle bellies and great condition. Jay, it's hard beating girls like this in figure, because this is real figure, yeah. It's harder for the European, you know what I mean, like the white genetics to beat these type of athletes in figure. It's not easy.
Well, I mean, and this applies to all divisions. The very first thing you see and you notice on anyone who goes on the stage is a structure. And then after that is everything else. So if you are somebody who's genetically blessed from a structure standpoint, and then you've got the muscle to go along with it, that separates you, from the rest a lot of the time. So when you see physiques like Rhea and Tamara, who we're just speaking about now, you can see that they've got beautiful structure X-frame. That is the definition, in this case, of the figure criteria. And then they've got that lovely round muscle to go along with it. So, it's difficult, I think, for, the average competitor sometimes to stand alongside those types of physiques because they're pretty much flawless.
Top 4, Zimmermann, as we're now looking at the top 4 call out, we can see a little bit bigger screen here. Shanice, Michelle, of those two, Zimmermann, we can go to you first. Who do you see third? Who do you see fourth? And why?
And fourth, I have Shanice just because of the conditioning, which Michelle is bringing, and Michelle is just this shoulders and this size. I like that pretty much, and I think she's still aesthetically very pleasing and has a great structure, even though she's maybe too big for figure. But very good taper. Also, back details are crazy. A little bit, the tattoos are a little bit too much in my opinion, which covers too much of details. But condition wise, she's probably right there or even too hard. But yes, I think I have Michelle over Shanice, but Shanice has a crazy frame and a very strong X-frame and a good rib cage also. But in my opinion, just a little bit too soft.
Jay?
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Zimmermann. I don't have anything more to add to that, other than I think that it could flip-flop third and fourth, because it depends which way the judges will go. If we side with, for example, Shanice, it could be because she is softer. Let's not forget. That could be the reason why she might place third instead of fourth. So we'll have to wait and see. But both physiques, they're very, different in their own right. So it's just a question of which way the judges decide to go.
So I also go with Michelle, meaning we all agree that we have Michelle third. I just think, of course, this softer, not softer, but Shanique is considerably softer than any other figure pro winner at all. So, of course, we cannot come like Erica Morgan at the Olympia shredded to the bone, but there is some type of standard we have to keep here. And Michelle, even though I really find the tattoos a little bit distracting, as you said, Zimmermann, because that's why Lena has such a nice look. That's not just the muscles, it's her clean physique. The beautiful blonde, clean, no tattoos, no scars, no bumps, the beautiful smile. This adds to the physique. And obviously that tattoo takes away from the physique. But Michelle, phenomenal. In third, I would put her based off just everything you said there, Zimmermann. Nothing to add. Now it's more interesting. Let's go first, Jay. And remember, we're not there. Very important, guys, because the stream is not very good, sadly. As you guys see here, it's not a good stream. They're filming from Somalia, even though the show's in America. I don't know what's going on. And the commentary was, at times, let's move past that. We're seeing it, and based just, if you would have to judge it, Jay, as you are not, but what will you go for? Those are top two. Who would you go for?
I mean, bear in mind what you just said, obviously reviewing it from a link, and I've already seen some higher quality videos on Instagram. I just can't get away from Tamara. I think my eye is just drawn to her constantly. Lena's got a beautiful physique also, great shape, X-frame condition. She had beautiful lines and, of course, femininity to go along with it. But as I said, earlier, that shape, that structure genetically with the nice round muscle, that healthy look all over, balanced from top to bottom, that's what Tamara has. So that's the reason why I think, she's superior in this instance.
Zimmermann, you are from Germany, so let's see how biased you're going to be. Who do you have?
Tamara.
You have Tamara.
Yeah, just because she walks out and it's just Lena's eye-catching also, but she's just not that wow. She's not that wow factor which Tamara brings. I think the thing is just the quads. The quads are very conditioned. This is maybe more than figure from Tamara, which is probably more than figure typically rewards. But this is up to the judges and what they want to see today. But also from the side and the glutes, hamstrings are razor sharp. And Lena has more of this good, clean, very beautiful appearance. But Tamara is just from every angle, doesn't matter where you sit. It's pretty interesting, I think, where there's so many judges and they have such a big call out and you're all the way on the left and see all the girl all the way on the right. I can imagine that will be hard, but we are now talking about the top two, so I definitely had Tamara in first place.
Yeah.
And
just one thing, Jay. Usually in bodybuilding, if you have something minus, like for instance Hadi, who had like lumpy delts, and they said it was a minus, but it wasn't enough to take away from his whole physique. It's a little minus, just a little like a thing that takes away a little bit. So even if Tamara would have two separated shredded quads, wouldn't that just be a little minus? And if you have more plus it wouldn't really matter?
I would say so, but then again, I think it depends on who you're standing next to. I think in this instance for her,
But if they say that she's too hard in the quads, if that's like a little bad thing, but the other things are overpowering, would that really matter on the overall picture?
Based on what you just said, I don't think it would, because based on the criteria, she'd have to be missing the mark on other aspects of her physique. So just because she has, maybe a little bit more separation, deeper lines in the quads, when you compare her against, the others, she's just got too many, I think, things going for her.
Yeah, and I have it. Obviously, I'm a big Lena fan. I have her as the greatest of all time in Germany. So I'm very into her. Obviously, Denise now just came up, also excellent from Germany. But I see in the front shots, I can see the much wider shoulders to Tamara. I see the much smaller waist. I see the beauty, the swagger, the conditioning. I see her delts are a little capped. So that's a beautiful little, like a beautiful little from the side. I don't even have it close. Tamara is just amazing from the side. You can see shoulders to waist is just, and you also see, like Zimmermann mentions, the side glutes. They're just like, you can just peel. It's incredible. And from the back, Lena is very thick there. But Tamara has a wider with the shoulders and into a much smaller waist. So you see the illusion is much more dramatic and her glutes are phenomenal. So I don't see it close. I have Tamara winning and I have her winning with perfect score. And but we're not there, so it's going to be real interesting to see, as this is recorded after prejudging. So we have our picks. We actually agree on from 1 to 4, don't we?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That's a different. And also we also like to see Lakkisha
higher.
Couldn't she have beaten Shanique there, Jay?
Yeah, I think she could have gone as high as like thirds. And
we'll see.
Maybe another day we'll see it.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, guys, for everything, for wrap-ups, for opinions, and for people who want to follow Jay. We're going to have his Instagram in, and you will be in Prague next show, or Romania? No, Prague is Romania first.
I'm going I'm going to a few different places, but most notably I'm going to Prague and Romania. Just booked my flights, so ready to go, guys. Hope you're going to be there.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
And they said that Tamara was too conditioned. So I felt her look was pretty identical to Tampa, but that video did come out after Tampa. And I had a feeling in my gut that they may say she was too conditioned at this show. And they said if she would have, wouldn't have been so conditioned, she would have took the show. So, you always want to win.
Wow. This we didn't see coming, as all three of us had Tamara winning, but the judges didn't appear so, and now we hear the feedback of why. Tamara was too hard, according to the judge, and if she would have came softer, she would have won. Let's take a look at the top 4 results. In fourth, as we both have, Shanice Abraham with a tremendous shoulder to waist ratio, phenomenal back, and one of the craziest shoulders in their entire lineup. Tremendous results for Shanice. If she can tighten up the hams and glutes, she'll definitely be a threat to win her next show. Top 3, Michelle, and wow, she keeps climbing after a phenomenal start to the season last show. With 4th place, she climbs up into 3rd with a tremendous structure, phenomenal condition, phenomenal size. Great job by Coach Justin Jacoby here also. And she's in the top 3, climbing the ranks. And this is definitely a potential figure Olympian in year 2027. Phenomenal start to her season. Tamara, wow. She had to get 2nd place. after a phenomenal victory over top 5 Olympian Graham at the last show. She looked very similar to that package, but after the criteria video released, she came in too hard, was the feedback directly from the coach there. If she would have came softer, she would have won, was the feedback. This gotta be a hard loss to take, but it is what it is. Still a phenomenal package as she comes into second place. Now she can adjust the conditioning, come in softer, and hopefully then climb at the Olympia. But will they reward a softer look at the Olympia? That is the question. And the greatest German figure girl of all time takes the win. She comes in considerably softer than we are used to seeing her. A different look. The judges liked it. They went with the original criteria that we haven't seen this far this season, but she adjusted her conditioning to match the original criteria like it's supposed to be, and it was enough to take the win. Lena Ramsteiner is heading to this Miss Olympia with a win, and let's see how far she can go at the Olympia. Phenomenal win by Germany's #1, Lena Ramsteiner.